Welcome to the Cocktail Spirit from Small Screen Network. I'm your host, Robert Hess. Now, when you travel down to New Orleans and you're walking down Bourbon Street, one of the drinks you'll most often hear people talk about is the Hurricane. Now, the Hurricane cocktail did get its start down in New Orleans, and the reason it got its start down in New Orleans is because whiskey was so hard to get. This was just after Prohibition, so the American whiskey manufacturers hadn't really started beefing up their production yet, and so whiskey was hard to get a hold of, but rum was plentiful. And back in those days, if you wanted to buy a bottle of whiskey, you had to buy a case of rum as well. This meant a lot of the bars that were doing whiskey drinks had a surplus of rum and didn't know what to do with it. So this is one of the reasons during that time we see an awful lot of rum-based drinks coming out, and the Hurricane is one that they created at Pat O'Brien's in order to use up their surplus rum. Now the recipe I'm using today came from Beach Bum Berry's Grog Log. Jeff Berry is a wonderful historian when it comes to all things tiki drinks, and so he's gone through and researched all these drinks and comes up with various recipes that he thinks are the correct ones to do. And so he's saying this one is from the Pat O'Brien's, and this is the original recipe they used there. Nowadays they're using actually a powdered mix that they're putting into things to make it quicker and easier and cheaper for them to do the drinks. But this is using the original recipe. Now, in Jeff Berry's recipe, he's using 4 ounces of rum. Now, that's a lot of booze, so I'm going to cut his recipe in half. So rather than using 4 ounces of rum, we're going to use 2 ounces of rum in this drink. I'm going to use Gosling's Black Seal Rum. It's a great dark rum that I like to use. So we're going to have 2 ounces of dark rum, followed by 1 ounce of passion fruit syrup, followed by 1 ounce of lemon juice. And we shake that with ice. Spilling ice all over the place. Now traditionally this would have been served in a hurricane glass, which is kind of a glass that looks like a hurricane lamp, and that's where it gets its name from. I don't happen to have any of those, so instead I'm just using a standard pint glass. You could also serve this in a wine glass or any glass you felt it fit appropriately. And there we have Pat O'Brien's Hurricane cocktail.